Pistol on my waist and my rifle's in the safe with a shotgun on the wall with lots of shells up in the case. I got that pistol on my waist and my rifle's in the safe with a shotgun on the wall with lots of shells up in the case.
Okay, guys. Well, I don't even know where to start, really, so bear with me. Well, this morning was like a kick in the nuts. Like I said in previous videos, and the reason why I applied for my carry permit, I didn't go into details, but they're really not necessary for you to grasp what I'm talking about. Even if you don't know the reason, you know that there is a reason. Though I agree that there should not be this justifiable need shit. You don't need a reason to have other constitutional rights. So you shouldn't need a reason to have your Second Amendment right. But even still, even if we couldn't get over that hump of justifiable need, there is people who meet justifiable need and they still don't get their permit. So, as previous videos, I had stated I had a reason. Some people who followed the whole process know that I have a restraining order against a person who committed a crime, who went to prison, and is now out. And that's a permanent restraining order against him. So, in my transcripts of my hearing with the judge almost a year ago, I stated that it's a good chance within a 3-mile radius that I run into him. And knowing that the threat is there, and it's constantly there, it's never going away, which the judge basically said in his statement that the vague threat will always be there. Today was that kick in the nuts, because what I said in the hearing, which is in black and white in my transcript, I basically called the situation. So let me put that on the table for you guys to understand if you did not watch the rest of my carry permit process videos. I have a permanent restraining order against somebody. That person cannot be near me, cannot be near my wife, cannot be near my kids at all. No contact whatsoever. None. Even as far as incidental contact, meaning running into somebody at a store. Upon initial contact, he has to leave. Not me, he does. They give him the benefit of the doubt on first contact, meaning once he recognizes me or I recognize him or my wife recognizes him, whatever the situation. If any of us recognize him and he recognizes us, he has the duty to leave the premises. Period. So that leads to this morning. I am posting this as time-stamped proof. Okay? Just in case. Okay? I ran into this person at the local store approximately 7:50 something this morning. Okay? The initial contact happened. He said hi. I said, yo. I walked to the other side of the store. I don't know how big this store is, but it's at least 50 feet away from him to a cooler and got a tea out. By the time I turned around from the cooler, he was behind me. Okay? So he followed me. This store has cameras. So if I really wanted to, there's proof there, and I know how I can get a copy of that camera. Anyway, he followed me, got within a hand's reach, and started a conversation like I was his best fucking friend. Asking questions about if I seen some posts on Facebook. Like, really? And I could tell by his tone and voice that he was actually nervous in the situation. He was a little fidgety, and his voice cracked in a nervous way. Like, he almost knew he shouldn't be talking to me, but he did it anyway. Very short conversation because I didn't let it travel that far. Then he walked away, got in line for his stuff and paid for it and left. While he was in line, I debated calling the police. Now, there's no threat, no verbal threat that he threatened me or anything like that. That's not the point. The point is no contact. He knows this, okay? Regardless of if there was a threat or if he came over to give me a high five, it doesn't matter. I stayed away from the line that he was in. I waited for him to pay and leave before I got in line and paid for my stuff. Once I got to work, which was only a few minutes later, around the corner, I reached out to a few people that I know and got their opinions, and then I called the police. I wanted to have a record of me calling the police. So by 8:34 this morning, I called the first police department. They told me it wasn't the right one. After a few phone calls back and forth, I talked to the right police department at 9:29 this morning, where I was informed that if I wanted to make an official complaint or police report, that I had to do it in person. So I informed him of the situation. He agreed with me that I should come in and report it. I said, "Yay, but I'm at work. I have very, very little leeway here. And I can lock my office door. So, theoretically, I felt safer while at work, just in case." And I said, "Is it okay if I report it after work?" And he said, "Yeah, but I should come in as soon as possible." I said, "But this is the reason why I'm calling, because I want to make it a record. So if anything was to happen or future situations come up, that they can say that, tough shit, you failed to report it." So that's the reason why I called. And he understood that, but said I still need to come in person. So I will be doing that when I'm done work in about 3 hours. But this is the type of shit that I'm talking about. When people fit the criteria, even if it's on the vague side of it, okay, that person should be given the benefit of the doubt and given his rights back. If the person has no threat whatsoever and was trying for a permit, as it stands in New Jersey as is, I can understand why they don't approve it based on the wording of the law. Do I agree with it? No. This is the reason why we are fighting. Me and Mark, with the help of Jay, are fighting to change the laws and get them back to where they're supposed to be so it helps everybody. That is what my case is. My case is not to get me a permit. It's to fix it so everyone can get a permit if they need be or want to and can pass the simple background checks and shit like that. But on the other side of it, I also have a reason. And this shows that New Jersey does not give a shit whatsoever if you have a reason or not. They could care less. They would rather have that guy in that store waited for me to come out and stab me than for me to protect myself. Or what happens, because my daughter now works, and she works in the same store that that I was in, not that particular store, but that name brand of a store. What if he came in there, finds out that she works there, comes back at another time with evil intent? Now, of course, I'm not there, and she's not old enough to have a firearm anyway. But still, there's no protections. A fucking piece of paper doesn't stop shit. It doesn't stop shit. My day is completely ruined because this will bug me for a while. It was the fact that he had the audacity to follow me and continue the conversation. If I would have saw him in the store, he said hi, I said yo, he left, I left, just went our separate ways, and there was no other conversation beyond that, we probably wouldn't be having this video discussion. But the fact that he just completely ignored his the restraining order, completely just didn't care. Anyway, this is the record. It is August 30th, 2018. It's right now it's 1:35 in the afternoon. Yo, if you want to help out, okay, you want to help our case, go to the GoFundMe page, okay, and donate. It can be $1, it can be $2, $5, $10, whatever. If you can't afford it, I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm not asking people to come off of anything that they can't do. But the one thing you could do that would help us is just share the page with like-minded people. Maybe they can donate, or they might know someone who's better off who can donate. This we need to fix New Jersey. It's only going to happen through the courts and maybe eventually to the Supreme Court if need be. The politicians in the state of New Jersey don't give a shit about you or me or anybody except themselves. That's why they exempt themselves from half these laws that they pass. So please know that New Jersey doesn't give a shit. And we, as the people and citizens of New Jersey, need to take matters in our own hands and help the people who are trying to fight. I'm not talking about with fists. I'm not talking about with knives or guns. I'm not talking about that type of fight. We need to take the fight to them legally, and it costs a lot of money. All right? And the reason why New Jersey gets away with it is because the people who really need their permit or want their permit do not have the funds or means to actually fight back. All right? I was told by a couple different places that if I fought just on my merits, on my case, I probably would get a permit. I might have to fight, but I would probably get it. More of like a hush money type situation, to where they give me my permit so I just go away. And they have done that to other people. But it's not just about me. It's about all of you guys who are law-abiding citizens who are not crazy. If you want to protect yourself, you should have the opportunity to do so. If you want your Second Amendment, you should have your Second Amendment, barring that you're not crazy or a criminal. But there's an added level to it when you actually need your Second Amendment, more than just generalized fear, and you still don't get it. So it's important. Please go to the page. If you're not sure about the case from start to finish, you can watch under my playlist. I have a series of videos from 1 through 15. It's not done. I'll probably post another video another time. But you can get caught up on everything I went through so far. So, really, that's all I have right now. I got to get back in the office and continue about my day. But until next time, peace.